Hi, everyone. This is Kelly Crane. Today's reading comes from the Post Traumatic Growth Guidebook by Arielle Schwartz. There's that book. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Let's read it. It only takes one caring adult who is invested in understanding the inner experience of a child to facilitate resilience. If you never had this compassionate person in your childhood, it isn't too late. At any point in our lives, we can thrive when we have someone who provides deep validation for the experiences that were once a source of confusion and self-doubt. Notice how you feel when someone dismisses your feelings, says that you are making things up, or that you are just imagining the worst. In contrast, notice how you feel when you are with someone who listens to you, is invested in understanding your point of view, and is willing to validate your experiences. When you are in a validating relationship, your sense of self-efficacy is enhanced, meaning that you have increased confidence in your ability to succeed. In turn, you become empowered to make important or necessary changes that improve the quality of your life. This is so important. The idea of having someone validating your feelings is so important because many times when we were kids, our feelings were not validated. So this might have looked like in your childhood being sent to your room if you were upset, if you were sad, if you were angry. The parent message of, stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about, that kind of messaging, even if it was overt or covert, right? So even if it was like very direct, like somebody actually telling you, go to your room because I don't want to see you crying. Or if it was more indirect, like if you were crying as a child or angry and the parent was very dismissive, like, even with their body language or anything, right? So we could get that message of they don't understand. They don't understand my feelings, or they don't want to understand my feelings. When we're kids, we take that as my feelings are bad, my feelings are wrong. We learn to suppress our feelings, repress our feelings. So even as an adult, we don't know what we feel because we were never allowed to experience that as kids and be validated for it. So all that to say, when we're adults, it's not too late. If we have had that experience as children, it's not too late to have an experience with another person that validates our feelings. So in relationship as adults, it's really important to have friends, to have mentors, to have teachers, to have our romantic partnerships, be with people who can validate us. So that might look like, I'm sad something happened to me. I didn't get the promotion. Let's use that example. I didn't get the promotion at work. So now I'm upset about that. Instead of having the people say, well, you didn't really want that job anyways, or, something better will come along. It'll be fine, right? Like we want the person that's going to say, wow, ouch, I'm so sorry you didn't get that. You've been talking about that promotion. I know you were excited about that. I'm really sorry. Of course you're upset you didn't get it. I get that. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts when we don't get that thing we wanted, right? Like that's what we wanted as kids. We needed that caregiver to say, look, Kelly, I know you're sad. I know you wanted that toy at the store. I know you wanted that. I'm sorry we can't have the things we want all the time, but I know that makes you sad, right? Like just somebody to hear us, somebody to understand. And we need that as adults too. And we need to give that. We need to give that to our friends and the people in our lives too. And most important, and I'm going to add this one, we have to give that to ourselves. I think that's really important too. So many times we dismiss ourselves. If we're angry, if we are sad, we'll say, oh, Kelly, okay, buck up, put it away, Kelly. I've got to like face this, reality. It's not worth crying about, whatever. Like, no, let's validate ourselves too. When we're angry about something, when we're sad about something, we have to validate that. We have to say to ourselves, yeah, I am really angry about that. And that's okay. The sooner we can validate our experience or have somebody validate our experience, we start moving through it. We don't have to repress or suppress or deny, go into denial of our feelings. We just get the validation we need, we feel it, and then we can move on. Okay. So, yeah, when it says here, notice how you feel when someone dismisses your feelings. Notice what that feels like. Next time you're in a conversation with somebody and somebody is just like really dismissive of your feelings, notice what it feels like for you to have that. And then the opposite too. In contrast, notice how you feel when you're with someone who listens to you, is invested in understanding your point of view, and is willing to validate your experience. Now, this doesn't always mean that someone's going to just agree with you, right? Because we can have disagreements with people. So something that makes me really mad might, not have any effect on somebody else. But if they are willing to understand why this is making me so mad, what in me is feeling really violated, right? And they want to know that, like, that's going to make me feel a little bit more accepted. That's going to create this feeling of like, okay, I can be angry about this right now. And someone's heard me. Okay, now we can work through it. Right? So it doesn't always mean we are agreeing with the person. This helps too in like romantic relationships with communication. So many times if somebody else is angry or upset about something, there could be the partner that's like, I don't get why you feel that way. You shouldn't feel that way. And it creates more of a divide in the partnership instead of, even if they don't understand, right? Even if they think that, like, I don't understand why that person's mad, they shouldn't be mad. Like, I wouldn't be mad if that happened. I don't get why they're feeling so sensitive, right? If we're having that kind of experience, the correct communication in that instance is, I don't really understand that anger. Can you share more with me? I want to know. I want to know what is upsetting you so much. Can you please let me know? I'm seeing that you're really angry about this. I want to validate that. And I just don't understand it. Can you please share with me a little bit more why you're so upset? Right? That's very different, right? That invites communication, it invites connection rather than just, I don't know why you're so, like, this dismissive. It's pushing away. When we seek to understand, we're really inviting that connection, which is so important in romantic partnerships. Okay. This way to communicate where we're inviting connection rather than dismissing. And it feels different. It feels really different. If we're the one being dismissed, it brings up a lot of feelings of like defensiveness or sadness, like we're being rejected or pushed away. Rather than if the person is really validating of our experience, we want to share. We want to get closer to that person. We want the connection. We think, okay, this is safe. This person is actually seeking to understand. So I want to get closer to them. It feels safe for me. I don't have to become defensive back, right? Because they want to know, they want to understand. So, okay, we're going to practice this week in giving the validation and also seeking those people in our lives, or just going through like a mental list of who is it in our life that gives us that validation. Because even as adults, like, it may not be our parents, okay? It may not be our children. We may not want to like seek that understanding from our children because of the role reversal thing, which we might talk about in a different video. But this idea of like who is in our life that validates us. Which friends would we go to if we were having a bad day that could comfort us and validate us? Who would that be for you? So think about that over the next few days. And again, the book is the Post Traumatic Growth Guidebook. Great book for healing some trauma wounds. Okay, we'll talk next time.